Hey, it's Mike from Junkie on Crafts and Builds, and this is a quick video to talk about the Valaverse Weapons Pack GOLF. Now, Bobby Vala had an early release of some of these weapon packs at PowerCon, and afterwards I was able to acquire this weapons pack. So I'm really excited to finally crack it open and check out everything that comes inside. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to start here with the smallest items, which are the effects pieces, and I have my test team here with me to go through these items. So let's go ahead and start looking at these blast effects. So for those that are not familiar or have never had a weapons pack from Valaverse, they always supply these blast effects for their weapons. And this set is no different, other than we have some new pieces. So we have a small and two large blast effects. As you can see here, they have these little pegs that plug into the effects pieces on the weapons. Now there also is a third blast effect that does not have a peg, but it has a hole, and that's for some weapons that their barrels are so small that they can't put a pin in them. Now what's new with these three new weapons packs is that Bobby has now introduced smoke effects for the weapons. Now another thing to look at is just how different the material is for these. Now it might not show up well here on camera, but this is actually like a little bit of a duller finish, and it looks like it's a different type of plastic material. And for comparison, I have here a blast effect from previous weapons packs. So you can see the one on the bottom here is much more translucent and more like a resin compared to this new material. Both of them are still relatively strong. Obviously you still don't want to like drop them or step on them because they will break. And it's cool to see this difference. And to show how they look, I have my lovely assistant Kill Switch here utilizing the new blast effect from Weapons Pack GOLF. And here she is using the older weapons pack to see the difference in regards to how translucent these effects are and how they appear on your figures. And to demonstrate the new smoke effect, there's a question about compatibility with Hasbro's blast effects that come with figures like the Classified Series Viper 3-pack or the new Cobra Valkyrie 2-pack. This is the smoke effect in Trigger's Maxim 9 and the Valaverse smoke effect. And that compatibility is cool because that means you can kind of mix and match with some of the weapons between Hasbro and Valaverse to get some really cool effects, like using this Hasbro blast effect piece to simulate a round leaving Maxim 9 pistol. So all around win for the collectors. Moving up to small arms, within Weapons Pack GOLF, Valaverse provides three new smaller weapons for your figures to hold, and we'll go through them individually. One of the new weapon sculpts that Valaverse has been introducing within these three new weapons packs are pistols that have already been released, but now they have the opening here showing it has expelled all of its rounds. And as you can see, we have the smoke effect in here for rollout, looking really cool. So we have Warpath Eclipse here holding a smaller caliber. I think it's like a Scorpion type of SMG, but again, it's one of those you kind of just pull the trigger and let the bullets spray out. Again, it looks really cool. I think it's another new sculpt. All his weapons here have some sort of paint deco on them, and what I understand is that all these weapon colors do have or will have compatible weapon schemes for everything that has been released prior to this point. And finally, we have Trigger sporting the new hand cannon. I think this is kind of like a style of a Predator. All you weapon aficionados, please correct me in the comments on what these are. But again, this is just a big beefy handgun that deserves a big blast effect. And once again, here's all three of the small weapons out of their figures' hands so you can get a better look at them. So when pistols aren't enough, you move up to more of a close quarters combat weapon, and that's what we have here with rollout. And this is one of two new shotguns that are going to be introduced in these weapons packs. So this one is really nice. It has a silver and black deco scheme. It fits great in his hands. And the cool thing is, with each one of these, or the clip that holds onto the side of the shotgun, can be removed and switched out with the other shotgun. And I think the other ones are, instead of red, they're green. So again, that just gives you a little more variety for your figures and your displays. And here's a close-up of this shotgun. Again, just looks really, really nice. Sometimes you just need to be able to defend yourself when you're surrounded by swarm, and what we have here are 2 new weapon sculpts within this weapons pack for our Action Force heroes to fight back. Now with this one here, we have a new suppressed barrel for this weapon, and then this vector, I know we're used to seeing the longer version with all of our swarm troopers and such, but this one is kind of really cool. Blast effects fit in all these weapons very snugly. They're not going to fall when you manipulate them around. Really, really nice additions for your arsenal. And here's a close-up of these new assault rifles. Again, this deco, it looks really good. And with everything so far in this weapons pack, none of these magazines are removable. They are all molded together. Again, just looking really, really nice. The final weapon in this weapons pack has been something that Bobby himself has shown many times and was very excited for. And that is, we now have a minigun. And this thing is just really, it's beyond words how nice it is. It feels really nice and secure. Now with this weapon, we do see that the barrels spin. And again, that's manual, but it's cool that they do spin. And this weapon also comes with a variety of accessories for its use. The simplest one that we'll start out with here is this ammo belt. It is a very pliable PVC rubber. And with that, if you want to have it more kind of like sticking out from the minigun, there's a little tab in here that you can plug it in, and it'll just kind of free flow like that. Now, what a good is having rounds go in without rounds coming out. And that's where we have this other effects piece specifically for this minigun. And it is a series of casings being ejected from the minigun. And it's cool how it's sculpted. Going across here where you see they kind of start to scatter as gravity pulls them away from being ejected so quickly. It is all in this like goldish color scheme here. But you can see kind of like with the sculpt, he did kind of put a little differentiation towards like the back of the round casing to the front. And that's going to help you figure out which way to put this in. And that connection piece is right here, the smaller tab. And you just slide it right in. And it goes in like that. And that looks really cool. But we also have an effects piece for this. And that is this big mamma jamma. This is all one piece. Again, it's that new type of plastic. It's really nice. It's not soft per se. And you just slide that into one of the barrels here. And that looks so rad. I mean, that is just awesome. And you can always rotate it to the top if you wish. Just a really cool set. Now, if you don't want to have this part hanging out, he's got you covered. We also have a drum barrel that you would have your ammunition in. Another tab up here at the top. So if you don't want to have that other piece, like I said, you have this barrel here, and that will fit into the bottom slot on the minigun. And that goes in relatively easy. Just kind of slide in and give a little bit of resistance. And there you have the barrel plugged into the bottom part of the minigun. And that looks cool enough, but there's nothing showing that the rounds are going in. But that's where you have the final effect piece. And this is a small little piece here that shows the rounds going into the minigun. And as you can see here, he's painted the tips of the bullets. There's a small little dot here that goes into the small little dot here. Right? And then it'll sit in the little slot just like that. And now you have the minigun complete with rounds going in, rounds going out, and a whole lot of fire coming out of this front. So again, just looks really, really cool. But you won't get the impression on it until you see it on a figure, which is what we're going to do right now. And we want to be able to show this minigun off without our volunteer trigger. And this thing just looks so badass with him holding it off. And you can tell, even with that blast effect, when you have him balanced right, he's not going to fall. The minigun is not pulling on his arms. You know, the tolerance on these figures are really decent, but you can tell like it's just the right amount of balance for him to hold it with two hands and really set things off. I really love this. I can't wait to incorporate it into some photography. I think it'll look really badass when he's stepping out of the Vanguard holding that, or coming around from behind it when there is a whole lot of fire going on around him. So another cool accessory and addition to our Valaverse arsenal. And that's everything within Action Force Weapons Pack Golf. Everything here is really cool. The new sculpts in regards to the handguns with that have opening on the top, to the minigun, to the new sculpts of both the smaller SMG weapons, pistols. Bobby will have these out here soon. I think he's waiting for a shipment. Obviously, if you are interested in this pack, I would highly recommend going onto the Valaverse website, which is valaverse.com, and sign up for the newsletter. We have Series 3.1. We have the new accessory packs like Golf, and we're going to have the upgrade kits for the Series 3 figures. So that's everything for right now. If you like what I'm doing here, I'm trying to reach 500 subs by October. So if you wouldn't mind, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you know when I put new videos up. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.